Good morning. How is everyone? Oh, the chill is going to be disappearing today, and it's going to be like almost 80. So, like, what? At least here in the mid Michigan area. A little taste of summer before spring even got here. So, welcome. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live. Whether you're joining us live stream here, real time, or whether you're catching up with us in on demand, I'm really glad to be able to share practice with you. So let's just arrive here today. Our home yoga practice for about a year now has been a space that has deeply helped me grow in my practice of really asking myself, what is my practice? What is it that I'm sharing? Is it genuine? Can I be even more authentic and be more vulnerable without showmanship, right? And so that all of it just feels like each day, like what am I doing? And I hope that it's serving you today. And feel free to check on to justbeyoga.com blog post about letting it show. I found myself really reflecting on how much and I'm trying to work on I statements more than we and you, but how much I can be invested in not letting it show, right? Not letting it show if something was hard, not letting it show if something was scary, not letting it show if something hurts. And what that end result is inside of me. And how do we work that out on the mat? How does that show up on the mat? So maybe today, as we're moving in body, asana, postures, in breath, pranayama, our breath practices, and in our mind space, whether it's a focal point practice or a meditation practice, observing how much am I trying to not let it show or not let it show to myself. And what does that mean? When I'm not letting it show to myself, I'm not truly feeling something. I'm avoiding it, I'm dismissing it, I'm stuffing it, I'm concealing it. And ultimately, that's creating a backlog, right? A clogged drain in myself. And I'm here right now to be authentic with me. So join me. If you are rolling out your mat, I hope that you all are finding a space where you can be that vulnerable, right? So we've talked before about how to make a space for yourself, and you don't have to go and construct some, floating bamboo floor yoga studio with a waterfall and all of that for that perfect ambiance. Just what makes you feel safe, where you could let out a tear, let out a laugh, let out a fart, and you're just able to be you. Because that's ultimately the sacred ground that you'll need for you to just, let it show. And when we're moving today, if there is something that is uncomfortable, scary, brings up an old memory, can we be with it authentically? And then it's not just sit in our ish, right? We also then get to learn to let it go. Is it that bad? So what? If we fell. Okay, that actually burned a little bit. The muscles were working. All right, don't have to run down the shame spiral. It is what it is. And let it go. Letting in what I call is a bit of like that playful impermanence. Let's just, okay, that is what it is, and move on to the new moment. All right, welcome. I'm going to have a little bit of music going, and I'm noticing that my little backdrop is doing like some flashy thing, and it's greatly distracting for me. I don't know about you. So let me see if I can adjust that. And let's start in a space of, why don't we start lying down? And we'll start in a meditative space. And I may need to just be done with that. Yep, we're going to be done with that. All right. Let's lie down. So come on in. If you're just joining, we're going to start our practice in a reclining meditation or reflection. Your legs could be extended out in front of you. They could be bent. Let yourselves arrive in whatever feels like comfort and ease right here. Let things start to slow down from the inside out. Let your insides want to be seen by you. Want to let it show. And maybe start to scan your awareness of your physical being. What is apparent? What's right there for you to see and feel? In the back of your head, the muscles in your neck, the bones in your spine and shoulders. How the breath is moving through your flesh. Your legs, your feet. And maybe notice a physical part of your body that you literally don't usually like to let show. What is it that you don't like to let show about it to others and to yourself? Let your breath stay calm. Be gentle in your mind. Maybe let one hand come to the chest, one hand to the belly, and feel yourself living inside of this flesh. And can we, for this time on our mat, be okay with letting parts about ourselves be seen and felt? What does breath feel like here? What does it even feel like to be in our mind, seeing the thoughts that are coming and going? Are we trying to control them? Are we ashamed of them? Are we trying to hush some of them? A single Om if you wish to join. Nice deep breath in. What can we let show about our voice here? Deep breath. what can we let go of in terms of inhibition, restraint, maybe even some self-consciousness. Deep breath. God, I'm going to draw the knees into my chest, forehead up to my knees, and breathe in and reach and stretch. Oh, feel all the parts of my body that can't be exposed right now, right? They're just like completely unshielded. And exhale, bring it in. Feeling parts of me, touch parts of myself. Breathe in and reach. Exhale, drawing it in. Inhale. And exhale. So I'm going to keep going here. Now you find a pace. Let's see if you can just keep going. And notice, when does it start to occur to you? I might want to stop. And is it just, it's starting to feel like work? Is it, I don't really like what's squishing up against other squishy parts? And observe the parts that are being revealed to us. Can you let it show to yourself? Exertion and energy being spent or work. Feeling parts of our bodies that maybe we don't usually like. Could we do it differently? I'm going to try not to grab with my arms so much. I was realizing, you're trying to not have your belly do that work. And you're trying to let those arms do it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to let it show. And I'm going to let it go. Maybe make a sound. What are we letting ourselves feel right now? And do you need to let go of doing? Maybe you do. Can we let it show when we need a break? I'm going to walk my legs over to the right, my upper body over to the right. And just practice letting my flesh soften. Practice letting my body go and feeling here. And if you're new to our home yoga practice, do know that you don't have to, this isn't meant to be like a 60-minute experience. You come, you do everything, and you endure like a 60-minute fitness. If there are chunks of this that you have time for, great. If there are chunks of this that you're like, hey, I want to incorporate that as something that I do regularly in my practice. Whether your practice is a 20-minute practice, whether your practice is an hour, whether it's every day, every other day, whatever it is, that is your practice. I'm going to walk the legs back to center, upper body back to center. Try to feel the breath and let it express itself. And then I'm going to walk it over to the other side. So it's a side bend. I will admit is one of the most scrumptious ways of bending and stretching on my side that I enjoy. It really lets me practice not doing, not having to exert, not another thing on my to-do list. If anything, it gets to do me. And that's a wonderful thing. Part of surrender and letting energy move through me that I'm not in charge of. Surrendering to feeling an energy that I'm not doing anything for. Noticing how I feel in that level of vulnerability. I'm going to walk my legs back, upper body back, big stretch, whatever that means to us, and bring the knees in. I want to start to rock head to tail and let this playfulness and this trust of rocking backward and forward. trust to go back, letting whatever happens when I come forward happen. Feeling the breath, feeling the spine. Notice the mind. Is the mind already like, okay, well, how many of these are we doing? I don't know. Breathe. Letting go of expectation. Bringing it up, right? I don't have to fake it. I don't have to be like, oh, I meant that. I meant that to happen. Actually, I didn't mean anything to happen. It just happened. Just kind of rolling around on the mat, feeling the spine. Alrighty, we're going to come to hands and knees if you're joining. We're going to start to find a little bit of fluid continual movement, all right? Stay with it if you wish. If there's aspects you want to switch, switch. If you want to skip some things, skip some things. But let's maybe try to keep that focal point of not letting it show and letting it show. Noticing when do I want to not show that something feels hard or something feels silly. And then how do we let that reveal itself to us? And just go ahead and be vulnerable with it. Feel it. What's really under there? And then let it go. Alrighty, here we go. Let's come to hands and knees and sink back to child's pose. Maybe your knees are wide. Feel any flesh in contact with the earth. Feel any flesh in contact with flesh. What's different here than lying on our back? In sensation, not thinking. Sensation. Just start to be aware of your breath. The volume of your inhale and its pace. Volume of the exhale and its pace. How much of the whole body am I aware of in all 5 of my senses? How alive inside of this vessel of a body can I be? What do I have to let go to do that? I have to let go of a lot of shoulding about what my body should look like or feel like. And we'll breathe in as we come forward to hands and knees. Exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the butt up, dropping the head down for downward facing dog. Adjust your hands if you want to find a little wider space. Adjust the feet. Play. Move your feet in any way that you want. Move your legs in any way that you want. And maybe start to look at your mind if your mind is like, well, what does that mean if I want? Shouldn't this person on this screen be telling me what to do and what to feel? No. We're here to let it go and observe when we can't. Observe when we're trying to fit a mold rather than be right where we are. Breathe in. Lengthen your spine. What does that mean? From where could I feel it? Exhale, bring the left knee down. Step the right foot up. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. Breathe in, bend the right knee if you want. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. I'm going to keep going, bending and straightening. Letting go of worrying about someone else's expectation. That's a big one for me. And trying not to let it show that I don't know. Right? I want to know what's expected of me, and then I can hit all of those bullet points, all of those check boxes, and then that means that I'm okay. because an outside world has told me so. Other people have told me so. And when we arrive on our mat, can we just arrive and say, I don't know what the expectation is. I'm just going to feel. What area of the body right now is saying hello or saying, how long? Or, what is the conversation? What parts of the body are talking? Do you know the language? Breathe in, pull the chest up. Exhale, left knee down, step the right knee back, and I'm going to do some right hip circles. Feeling my hip, feeling my groin. Trying not to worry about, how high should that knee go? What should I be feeling? Just feel. Changing direction. The hips, the spine. What's connected to what? What's starting to get tired? Do you know where your weight bearing is? Good. I'm going to reach that leg back. Put the toe down. Stretch, feeling my toes. And I'm going to spin that foot flat. I'm going to ask for some stability and security out of this left arm and left knee. Turning my chest open. And already, like the perspective from my eyes, my awareness, my whole body awareness has turned into this sideways plane. So I'm existing in a different awareness. I can feel a little unsteady. And I'm working right now on just trying not to make it look perfect for the camera. This is legit. And so it's like, okay, well, Belinda, can I show okay, that was a little adjust that I just did when my body had to adjust to gravity. I'm pushing a little extra through the right leg. And now I love this feeling in my right side, and I'm going to reach into it for a little bit more because I definitely suffer from the disease of more. I want more of all the good feelings. Breathe in. And I'm going to bring the right hand down, right knee down. And that doesn't mean that had to feel good to you. That means that it felt good to me, and I tend to want to double down on all the yummy feelings. Down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. What does this shape give me an opportunity to explore? Well, my head down, that upside down feeling, as well as lengthening through the spine and the legs. And maybe some of us are not feeling lengthening in the legs. Maybe you're feeling stuckness in the legs. And so what does that mean? Can we feel that? Can we just show that, that feels stiff? So what are we feeling? Are we feeling mobile? Are we feeling frozen? And then how does it feel to feel that? Are we feeling any kind of emotional space? Are we proud of certain ranges of movement? Are we ashamed or mad about other ranges? Breath in. Breath out. I'm going to bring the right knee down and step the left foot up. Tucking the back toes, straightening that back leg. Breathing in. Right hip. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. What are you letting show itself right here in your body? In sensation, in emotion. Breathing in, bend it, pull the chest up. What are you letting show itself? Right here. And then can we let it go? I'm going to bring that right knee down, hands down, step the left knee back. A few hip circles here. Does it feel free? Does it feel clunky? Accepting what we're feeling, exploring it when we don't know, change direction. Ask it to reveal itself. Ask it to teach you. Can you ask whatever you're feeling to teach you? Not waiting for the outside world to tell you how something should feel. We start to learn it on the inside, trusting ourselves, bringing that left foot down. Ooh, pressing back into that leg if you like. Breath in, breath out. Now I'm going to spin that foot flat. Get that foot secure, because I was kind of in a rush there, so I slowed myself down because I would not have had stability. So that left foot now doesn't feel like it's going to slide. Right arm, I'm asking it, is it ready to support me? Actually, I didn't ask it. I just kind of said, get ready because I'm about to do this thing. So now I'm going to check it. And all right, yeah, it's ready to give me a little bit of security. Asking the muscles in the upper arm, forearm, you want to do something? You want to not? That right shoulder sometimes has an old injury in there, so kind of checking in on how that's feeling today. Ask that left leg, hey, can you support me? And when I push more on that, then the right arm is saying, oh, I don't have to do all the work. Cool. And even just like expressing that lets me kind of show like, okay, I'm going to work through articulating this out loud. Doesn't mean that this is exactly the way anything needs to be done, and can I let it be imperfect? Breath in, breath out. Maybe close the eyes. All right, I'm going to reach that left arm over here. It doesn't feel the same at all. That right side was like, delicious. Left side is like, I can take it or leave it. It's whatever. I'm going to bring the left hand down. Bring the left knee down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips down, dog. Maybe make some noise. Let whatever sounds come out of us come out. There's no reason like why we're doing it. There's no greater enlightenment about it. Deep breath. Sound emanating from ourselves. Expressive and true. Breathe in. Exhale, let's look forward and travel the feet up in between the hands. Breath in. Half flat back, feeling length. Maybe letting the hands touch up and down on the legs. Feel yourself. And forward fold. Breathe in, come all the way up and lift. Trying not to perfect it. Just feeling the body. Lifting, letting go of needing it to be perfect. Do you notice anything about your thoughts, your expectations? What do you impose on yourself in certain shapes? Exhale. Forward fold. Half flat back. Palms down. I'm going to step to my version of plank. You could have your knees down. I'm going to check left side, right side. And lower through. Good. Breathe in. Lifting the chest, cobra. Keeping the hips down. Elbows bent. Be honest about what wants to move, what's feeling too revealed, too exposed. And downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look forward. I'm going to travel the feet up in between my hands. Try to alternate the legs if you can. Half flat back. Breath in. What are you feeling and touching deliberately? Forward fold. Folding into yourself. Breath in, lifting and reaching, making space. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe keep those eyes open. Half flat back. Can it be effortless? Or were we trying to keep up with someone? And palms down. I need to remember to step my alternate leg back. And lower down. Breath in, cobra. And downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, point the toe, open the hip. Ooh, my left leg is talking. Exhale, I'm going to shift forward, bringing the right knee into the chest. Breathing in, opening that hip. And bring that foot through. Spin the back foot flat. Bringing ourselves up, warrior two. Feeling the heartbeat. Feeling any sway in those legs. Do the legs feel sure? Do the legs feel like they're being asked too much of them? So do you need to shorten up that stance? What do you need for ease and steadiness? And then just be okay with how anything is looking right here. Let it show in all of its imperfection. Let your shirt tail hang the way it is. Right? Your waistband be tucked or untucked it. Your flesh, your muffin top spilling, whatever. Let it be. Don't move it. Let it be. I'm going to try to do the same thing with you. Now, can I keep lifting up in the chest? I'm not covering anything up with those arms. My chest is just open and bare. Those legs are wide and still holding me strong. Nowhere to hide in warrior two, right? What's going on in our minds? I'm going to bring my hands down, stepping to my version of plank. Lowering down to the belly, breathing in cobra. Can I feel that breath? Can I let it in? Even when it doesn't feel like it wants to be deep. Okay, can I accept that? It is what it is. Don't try to force it to be any kind of yoga breathing. And downward facing dog. How about we learn what our breathing is? How does it want to move? What is the current, the circulatory current of your own breath? Left leg lifts, point the toe. Ooh, open the hip. And bring it in, knee to chest to your plank or skip it. Inhale it up. Can we make some noise? Can we just let the body express itself with that voice? And step that foot through. Spin the back foot flat. We're going to come up for warrior two. Turning the chest. Finding where we can be. And I'm with you here. I'm not going to adjust my shirts. I'm not going to adjust the shorts. I'm not going to adjust the sports bra. Not even the do-rag. So if it starts to fall off, it's just going to be there because I'm just going to be here with you and just let it show however it is. Because that's outside of me, right? All those clothes, that's not me. That's not what I'm feeling. It's not the energy that I'm being. It certainly isn't my spirit. So I'm going to start to practice unattaching from it right here. Whoa, what's changing in the mind? What's changing in the body? Am I only comfortable holding this pose here in this moment for what I worry like will look like it's easy on the camera? Now I have to work on that for me. So I'm just trying to say, no, I want to find mine. I want to find that edge. Just kissing into that discomfort and checking out the conversation that goes on inside of me. When I start to let that discomfort seep on in and let itself be felt and seen. Can I taste it just a little bit? You know, like something that's just a little too sour or a little too spicy. Just on that edge. I'm not going to throw the dish away. I'm still going to eat it. Okay, so now I'm finding my own space here. If you need to come out, you come out. Okay, so the top of this thigh started to say, hello, Miss Thang. And then this left heel, I said, well, maybe the heel could do more and the thigh doesn't have to do more. Thigh said, thank you. Left heel said, why don't you just keep me out of it? Because we're all here. All right, I'm going to bring my hands down, stepping to plank. Let yourselves find a smile, find a laugh about your own journey, about what you're feeling, and lower ourselves to our bellies. Good. I'm going to turn my head to one side. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart beating. Feel the nature of your breath. I'm going to turn my head to the other side. Maybe observe right now where your thoughts are. Is your mind wondering what's coming next? Is it evaluating like the quality of this class and kind of go, well, why didn't we do this and this and this? And this isn't fast enough for me, or this is too slow for me, or this isn't slow enough. What is going on in your head? Are you here on your mat to connect with what you're feeling right now? What does this moment give you an opportunity to see more clearly about yourself? I'm going to prop myself up on my forearms, and I'm going to bend one knee and reach back and find that foot or ankle. You might need a strap, okay, that you could put around that foot so that you could hold that. I'm going to bring my inner thighs together. If you've got long pants on, unlike me, you could maybe just grab the pant leg itself. And let's see if the inner thighs want to come together. We're all going to have great variations in the body accepting this. Areas of the thigh, areas of the hip, knee. So please step into this with kindness. Let go of should. Let it go. And let whatever your body wants to show you, let it show. Don't grunt or groan. Don't force your shoulder to do something it doesn't want. Don't force your chest, your belly. Are you even aware of the areas of the body that are saying no? Do you know how to listen? Do you know how to soften into it? I'm going to pull the heel a little closer to my butt. I've got to relax the thigh muscles, the muscles in the front of the thigh, touching the mat to allow this. I'm noticing right now that I had really been leaning to my left, so I'm going to lean more weight onto the right side of my ribs, my hip, my waist. See if my breath can move freely in and out of my body, not just to certain areas of my body. And I let go of an expectation and just feel what's right here. I'm going to gradually release. I'm going to reach the arms out in front of me and then lift the legs, lift the chest. Just find what's sustainable. Notice, did you put in too much energy and you couldn't sustain that? Did you impose an expectation on the body? Can we just be right here and just feel what's happening? Not, oh, this is Superman, it needs to be doing this and making these muscles do this. No, you're just on your belly in this moment, in this breath you've been gifted with. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower it down if you haven't already. And let's just practice feeling, letting that go. I'm going to prop myself up on my elbows. Legs are together and I'm going to bend the other leg, my left leg. And find that foot, inviting the heel toward the butt. Notice what's clenching in the body. Does it need to be? Notice something that feels good in the body. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it. It's your body. You're allowed to feel good in it. What are you enjoying about your breath right now? I got to check on me shifting that weight to the right. Oh, yes. So I have to laugh because it really intensified that left thigh. Remember to make a sound. And I'm going to release that leg, reaching the arms out in front. Shalabhasana. Breath in and lift. And I'm just going to bring my attention to all that's still in touch with the earth and feel that surface area supporting me. Can it support me with the same ease that my feet have when I'm just taking a stroll down the street? And lower it down if you haven't already. I'm going to bring the hands back behind me, pressing my way up to hands and knees, and then to child's pose, sinking the hips back. My low back has a little bit of conversation it wants to have with me. And I'm going to be honest, I actually don't feel like talking to it today. My back has been having some really stern words with me in 2021. So, yeah, we're still learning how to converse with one another civilly. And I'm going to come up to hands and knees and come to sitting. Let that laughter in. You know, sometimes our own inner truth, when it gets to come out, expressed physically through words, we've got to laugh. We've got to laugh at like, oh, I was really trying to control something that I'm not in control of. You know, whether it's an aging process, whether it's an injury process, whether it's just a process that I don't know anything about. I totally did just adjust my clothes. So, all right, I'm human. It's a practice, not a perfect. Okay, I want to feel what's called Gomukhasana, okay? This is not for everybody. I'm going to try to stack knee over knee, all right? And so for some of us, that might be here. That knee may not really want to get there. And there is no there. We're just trying to see, hey, does that knee joint want to be on top of that knee joint? And then what do I get an opportunity to feel in the rest of my body? Definitely feel some tightness, some non-moving going on over here. I check my spine. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. Both butts. But it does feel restricted. So I don't want to sit here and pretend like, oh, I feel like I'm so free. No, it feels... it feels like the body is trying to look like a safety pin, right? All right, now I'm going to explore a twist here. So rooting in my sit bones, feeling the spine, the organs twisting to it's really my true left. Can I lift the chest and the spine and then revolve? Letting whatever happens happen. Not trying to do the perfect twist. Can I find a few breaths embodying spiral, embodying cycles. The cycle of breath, the cycle of the spiral. Feeling states of change, because where we are right now is different than 2 breaths ago. I hope Oh. And release. And now I'm going to find the other side. Now, me. You need a break? Take a break. Okay? I'm going to sit up. And actually, me saying that just kind of cued myself of, why you in such a hurry, Belinda? So, yeah, there we go. You know, eliminating, I guess, some of that performative aspect of this camera live thing has been a wonderful gift to my practice. I can say that intellectually, you know, but my inner 4-year-old is like, meh. Breath in. Exhale, twist. Ooh. This side is actually moving with a little bit more freedom and ease. And I instantly have to notice that the mind is going, oh, why wasn't the other side like this? And now I'm going to let that go and say, this is what this is. Feeling the nature of the right side of my hip, the left side of my hip in this revolution. All right, I'm going to gently release. Okay, so this is truly my left leg on the bottom, my right leg on top. So I'm going to take my left arm behind me. You might want a strap in your right hand or a towel. I'm going to lift that arm up. I'm going to bend that elbow back. For me, those hands come together, and so they're latched and holding on to one another. And I'm lifting one elbow down and one elbow up. So maybe you're using the strap. If you are using something, see how close you can bring the hands together. And then let's take a moment and just feel. Travel our mind's eye up and down the spine. Feel the spine, the chest, the belly holding itself upright. Unaided, unassisted, because those arms are preoccupied. So we get no arm assist, we get no leg assist for the middle of us to just exist. Would you say that the middle of you is happy? I would say that the middle of me isn't unhappy, but it's definitely working. And at first my back was doing most of the work, and now I'm asking my belly to kind of hug, wrap around, all around, bringing it contained. So now everything is working, and it's feeling like, okay, the thought just came into the mind, how long are we going to do this? And I'm like, I don't know. How you feeling? Left shoulder, right armpit, neck. If we're starting to kiss an edge of discomfort, what is it? Would you characterize it as anger? Would you characterize it as strain, fatigue? What is it? Do we just feel too naked, too exposed? What is it? How about the breath? Is breath like, I'm chilling, I don't know what y'all are talking about? Because actually, my breath is chilling. It's the body case that's starting to say, hey, right? My right shoulder is starting to talk to me. I've already told you I have an old injury in there. So it's like, meh. Might start that little cry thing. So before it starts to cry, I'm going to come forward a little. And now my legs are like, hey, we didn't need you to add us into this. And feel the legs receiving your body weight. Now I'm checking in and seeing, am I unsqueezing my legs to let my body weight come into there? My legs are like, oh, you want us to feel this. You don't want me to grip so we don't feel it. Right, no, I want to let it show, let it flow. Breathe. Feel flesh compression. Feel the breath moving around that. You let those arms go whenever you're ready. And I'm going to do that now because that right shoulder, as I said, was talking. And I'm going to bring myself up. All right. If that was not comfortable or you had that leg up here, just cross your legs, okay? Rather than trying to force the body to be in a space that doesn't work. right? We're talking about that feel, that need of not letting it show. Not letting it show that it bothered me, not letting it show that I couldn't do something. Will you modify it and get into the space and feel it for what it is, not trying to conform to something else? Here we go. Other side. I feel like a bird. I've been watching the ducks and the geese lately. I feel like a bird trying to sit on my nest right here. And just lighten that mood and that expectation as I really start to relax here and feel, actually this is feeling pretty tight. So I'm going to sit with it for a minute and listen to what it's telling me and soften around it. Starting to ease up because I wasn't squeezing it so tight. I'm not trying to keep a really drastic angle. As you can see, this knee is over here instead of directly on top as the other side really kind of felt like it had been. But the longer I wait and I slow it down, different sets are actually starting to relax, and I'm able to hold it with less exerting of forcing, right? I'm getting to recognize whether I'm forcing my will on my body or whether I'm here to be with it and just be present with it and hold space with it. Okay, let's do that twist again. I'm going to twist to the right on this side. Ooh. All through my right side and right thigh. Okay, so I'm resisting the urge to want to twist as far as I had on the other side because, I'm just trying to let it show that, yeah, it's not going to do that. It will if I force it. But that would be a part of like that masking, that concealing, that pretending that the yoga isn't. Ooh, and I just felt something kind of gradually loosen. Ooh, notice when you want to use those arms to wrench and force something. Ooh, okay, I'm definitely going to do this a little bit more off camera because y'all don't need to hear this. Hear the moan groan show because clearly, man, this hip and that low back on this side, we got a conversation. I'm just going to stick a pin in that. Come on back to that later. Breath in, exhale, twist. And please don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean I'm going to go back to it and like pound it into submission. No, I'm going to sit with it patiently. I might actually give it a massage first. And then just let it take some time. And that might be 5 minutes, who knows, 10 minutes. Just feeling breath. Noticing when my mind is imposing itself. Noticing when a memory is imposing itself. And how that's stopping me from being present right now. All right, I'm going to gently release that twist. Now remember, go ahead and change the cross of your legs if you prefer. I may not be able to really hold this long on this side. I'm going to feel that out. I'm going to take this right arm now and bring it behind the back. Maybe a strap or a towel in your left hand. Find that length here. Be in the body on purpose. And I'm going to bend that elbow, finding the fingertips. And it's a different clasp over here. I don't grab as many fingers over here. Ooh. And immediately that right shoulder on me is talking, so I'm not going to force it. I'm going to sit with it for a minute. I'm not even going to try to grab more fingers because that's exactly what it wanted. It was like, well, if I grip it better, I'll be able to hold it and it'll be perfect. I'll be able to keep holding this shape. And actually, I've let it go. The fingers are not touching. The arms have come a little further away. And yeah, I do have a little bit in the mind that's going, yeah, but it's not perfect. You're not showing the perfect pose. oh my God, you're not a perfect yogi. And it's like, oh, shut up. Let that go. That's another part of the journey for me, is to try to speak with myself with kind words and not shut up. So I'm trying to say that out loud. Oh, and just be honest. Because it's a practice, not a perfect. Oh, I'm going to come on forward. Ooh. Feeling the legs. Feeling the spine. Notice the breath. Now my upper body is certainly happier here than my bottom body. Oh, a lot of sharp sensations coming out of the bottom body. And I'm just kind of letting it talk to me for a moment. And realizing I actually don't need to react to it. There's nothing I need to do. This is the way that it feels. It's not bad, it's not good. Checking in right now, is there something that's changing? Or are all of the sensations static? And if it is changing, what's the nature of that change? Am I meeting myself there, or am I still stuck in how it felt when we first folded in? Get to know the new space, the new feeling. And roll the spine out. I'm going to straighten the legs out. A nice counter is just giving space to compress spaces. So I definitely want to counter that. I'm going to point and flex the toes. When those legs are crossed, the ankles can get a little restrained. Thighs, I'm going to feel the circulation, feel my nerves all on the flesh. Awaken. Good. I'm going to flex the toes. Sitting upright, those legs don't have to be together. And exhale, come forward. Now, if you need to bend the knees, bend them. What does that mean if I need to? Maybe convert that to if I want to. And if you don't know if you want to, try it. Try different ranges of bent knee, like a lot bent, less bent, straight. Do it slow enough to feel. Have a conversation. Let the discomfort show itself to you, whether it's a mental discomfort, a breath discomfort, or a physical one. Check before you come out. Is there some comfort somewhere too? Can we exist inside of both of those spaces at the same time? The comfort and the ease and the discomfort? And bring ourselves up. I'm giving a little bit of touch as I come up. Because sometimes that gives me a comfort sensation to take my mind a little bit of fixating on the discomfort. I'm going to find a seated space. And allow for some quietude and stillness. Being present with what is, accepting of what is, physically, breath-wise. Mentally. Let the fingers be just as they are. Just let them be. Let the wrists just be. Don't exert a force on them. Let the weight of your arms just be. Don't exert a force on them. And we let our breath just be. Not exert a force on it. And we let our mind just be. Try not to exert a thought on it. Call in your spirit, your inner spirit and your spirit guides. And let them just be. Don't exert any force on spirit. Hands to the heart center. If you wish to join, we'll close with the sharing of, let's say, 5 ohms. Mana eva manushanayam karanam bandha mokshayoho. If you feel bound, you are bound. And if you feel free, you're already free. Namaste. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this has been our Tuesday morning, April, whatever the day it is, home yoga practice. I hope that anything that I've shared today on the mat, in meditation, in breath, helps you on your journey of connecting in with your authentic self and your authentic way of being and expression that's true to your spirit and true to whatever limitations are going on in this earthly realm. All right, everybody, peace. Go forth and do great things. Be of service to one another. Hold one another in loving kindness. Peace.